Among all of the 12 demon moons, Kokushibo's the strongest of them all, owing to him being the moon Hashira with an awakened demon mark when he transformed. But that got me thinking, what if you could take the upper moons even further? In today's video, let's explore what would happen if all of the current Hashira were transformed into upper moons. Both Kokushibo and Kaigaku were demon slayers before they were transformed into upper moon demons, and their blood demon arts were based on their breathing styles, so let's apply that principle for the Hashira as well. Now, power scaling's going to be a bit of a challenge here, so I'll do that based on their known feats and strength so far, and rank them from the 9th to 1st. Stay tuned, because some of these picks might surprise you. Starting off with the bottom 3, these are the demon slayers who never awakened their mark. So at number 9, I have the insect Hashira, Shinobu Kocho. The biggest issue with Shinobu is that she's physically much weaker than the other Hashira, as she lacks the strength to behead stronger demons. This means that Shinobu would rely more on speed and poison to defeat her enemies, somewhat similar to Gyutaro, but she wouldn't have the same raw strength as the former Upper Moon 6. However, Shinobu's blood demon art would be the ultimate evolution of her poison techniques. While she was limited to Asteria poison earlier, Shinobu as an upper moon would be able to generate and manipulate a variety of poisons directly from her blood, each one tailored to specific targets. Unlike her human form where she had to inject poisons, as a demon she could release poisonous mist, effectively countering the use of total concentration breathing at close range. Shinobu would still rank below the original upper moons and probably surpass Kaigaku, but with demon regeneration and unlimited poison, she'd be a nightmare opponent who could defeat careless demon slayers through contamination alone. Number 8 on this list is the Flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku. And while I'd love to rank him higher, the biggest issue with Rengoku is his lack of confirmed feats. All of the other Hashira have defeated upper moons, but Rengoku was killed by Akaza when the upper moon 3 wasn't even fighting seriously for most of the battle. If he was transformed into an upper moon, Rengoku's blood demon art would manifest as flames that never extinguish, matching his undying fighting spirit. He could generate flaming constructs like phoenixes and dragons, create walls of fire that move independently, and power up his physical attacks with flames. The fire-breathing 9th form, Rengoku, would probably evolve into a technique that creates a sustained inferno that traps opponents, making him a fearsome opponent. Once again, Rengoku would definitely rank above Kaigaku, but still lacks the confirmed feats to be placed above Gyutaro and Daki. The sound Hashira, Uzui Tengen, comes in at number 7, as he's the first Hashira on our list to have survived a battle against an upper moon. Tengen's blood demon art would weaponize sound and vibration to devastating effect, creating destructive sound waves that can distort enemies or even damage internal organs at maximum output. Thanks to his lineage as a shinobi, Tengen would also use his blood demon art for reconnaissance, and you can imagine him using echolocation to detect hidden opponents. But what's really terrifying is his musical score technique. Amplified by demonic powers, it would evolve into a blood demon art that would allow him to analyze his opponent's movements and breathing patterns in real time, predicting their actions before they happen. Now we all know that Tengen stood up to Daki and Gyutaro despite losing an eye and an arm, and he's incredibly physically gifted as well. This is why Tengen would still surpass Daki and Gyutaro as an upper moon, even though he didn't awaken the Demon Slayer mark, and probably ranks on the same level as Gyoko. Next up, it's the Demon Slayers who already achieved their Demon Slayer mark, with Obanai Iguro taking the number 6 spot. Obanai is an interesting case because his first major battle in the series came against Upper Moon 4 Nakime. However, Obanai and Mitsuri had some serious trouble keeping up with Nakime, and it was actually Yushido's involvement that won them the battle. Given Obanai's traumatic childhood involving the Serpent Demon, his blood demon art would manifest as the ability to generate countless serpents from his blood. Each of these serpents would possess different properties, such as constricting targets with crushing force, injecting paralyzing venom, or navigating independently to track multiple targets. Obanai is often underestimated, but he has complete mastery of his self-created serpent breathing, and despite his smaller stature, his technical skill is exceptional. As an upper moon, Obanai would be great at controlling snakes, as he's already trained with Kabuto Maru to predict incoming attacks, showing genius-level battle adaptation. His unpredictability and technical mastery would make Obanai more dangerous than Gyoko, but he still lacks the raw power to surpass Hantengu as a demon. At number 5, I have the only demon slayer in the series that's defeated an upper moon on his own. Even among the Hashira, Muichiro was an exceptional talent as he was an elite swordsman at just 2 months after picking up a sword. As the Mist Hashira, Muichiro's blood demon art would create an all-encompassing mist that doesn't just obscure vision, but also messes with the other senses of those within it. Opponents would fumble with their techniques and lose track of their position, while Muichiro could generate illusions within the mist, or even create clones by condensing it. However, Muichiro still ranks below the next 4 fighters because his youth and relative inexperience hold him back, and as an upper moon, he'd probably rank just below Akaza in strength. However, his genetic heritage and underlying potential means Muichiro could potentially rise to the same level as Doma with more time to develop his blood demon art. Number 4 might come as a bit of a surprise, but it's the love Hashira, Mitsuri Kanroji. Now, this isn't necessarily about swordsmanship, but rather it has to do with Mitsuri's unique physiology. At birth, Mitsuri's muscle density was 8 times that of an average person, which is why she's able to take so much damage and still keep on fighting in her battle against Hantengu. But now, imagine her with the same physical stats, amplified by being a demon, and then being buffed even further because she has the ability to heal and regenerate. Mitsuri probably wouldn't have a very powerful blood demon art, and it would be related to emotional manipulation and causing demon slayers to question their loyalties. Instead, her strength would come from her weapon and fighting style, likely being able to generate flexible, whip-like tendrils to attack opponents from a long range. These tendrils would be nearly impossible to cut, and Mitsuri would wield them with incredible force coupled with her signature acrobatic grace. Mitsuri already held off Upper Moon 4 Hantengu's most powerful form, Zuhakuten, after awakening her Demon Slayer mark, so transforming into a demon would easily pace her on the same level as Akaza. Now you're getting into the big leagues with the absolute strongest fighters in the series, and the number 3 spot goes to the Wind Hashira. Sanemi's wind breathing is an incredible foundation for a blood demon art, as it could evolve into the ability to manipulate air pressure. Defensively, Sanemi could create vacuums that either divert attacks or crush opponents, but the attacking opportunities are where it gets really exciting. Sanemi would attack opponents using impossibly fast wind blades that could cover entire battlefields, and his love for fighting would make him incredibly bloodthirsty even by the standards of other demons. Sanemi also fought Kokushibo alongside Gyomei and survived, which is a feat few could claim. However, the amount of time he spent fighting alone isn't quite enough for us to figure out his true strength, as having Gyomei by your side is a massive boost for any character. So this means Sanemi probably lands on the same level as Akaza, but his berserker fighting style, combined with demon regeneration, would give him the ability to speed blitz stronger opponents before they get their bearings. Moving on to number 2, you've got the Water Hashira, Tomioka Giyu. Giyu is a natural prodigy at water breathing, as he was able to create a unique new form out of one of the oldest breathing styles. His Dead Calm technique would probably evolve into a blood demon art where all movement except his own is nullified within a sphere of absolute stillness. He would also be able to manipulate water in all its forms using his blood demon art, and create crushing water pressure that pulverizes opponents or whirlpools that trap enemies. If you were paying attention during the Hashira training arc, you would know that Giyu stalemated Sanemi in a sparring match, but his most notable achievement was how long he lasted against Akaza. No other Demon Slayer has commanded an Upper Moon's full attention by themselves longer than Giyu, and they only had Tanjiro for support when they took down the Upper Moon 3. Giyu's calm attitude also makes him a perfect candidate for becoming an Upper Moon, as he would develop his blood demon art to get the most out of it. This likely puts Giyu on the same level as Doma, or maybe a bit below that if he transformed into an Upper Moon demon. And at number 1, it's the most obvious choice of this whole video, the Stone Hashira, Gyomei Himejima. Gyomei is undoubtedly the strongest Hashira of the generation, outclassing everyone else in terms of strength, speed, and raw combat ability. His blood demon art would give him absolute control over earth, stone, and minerals, meaning Gyomei could manipulate the battlefield itself. Imagine Gyomei creating massive stone constructs and generating earthquakes while his flail and axe comes swinging at you with the weight of a mountain. Kokushibo, the Upper Moon 1, acknowledged that Gyomei possessed a body so refined that he had never seen his equal in over 3 centuries, meaning he would grow even stronger as an Upper Moon. So, would Gyomei become an upper moon that's even stronger than Kokushibo? Probably not, as he's still missing those centuries of experience, but the gap between the two would be incredibly close. But what do you think? Would you rank any of these Hashira differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.